A man in a small space talking on a phone doesn't sound like a great subject for a film, so it's surprising how riveting it can be. Danish director Gustav Moller's The Guilty is set entirely within two drab rooms in an emergency call center, where policeman Asger Holm, Jakob Cedergren, is serving out his last night shift before facing a tribunal for some unspecified breach of discipline the following morning. The job demands preternatural calm, but it is a fair assumption that Holm is holding much more than the urge to tell the man who rings to complain that a prostitute robbed him that he got what he deserved. The camera fixes on his impassive face, his drumming fingers occasionally on the backs of his ears. Even those ears look anxious. Then comes the call that counts, a woman in a car speeding up the middle of the country who tells him, while pretending she is speaking to her daughter, that she has been kidnapped. She can only say a few words, mostly yes and no, when she calls. Again, both we and Asger Holm start piecing. When he does, having called the relevant police stations and other agencies, he decides to take matters into his own hands, at least as much as is possible while sitting on the phone. Jakob Cedergren and Gustav Moller's The Guilty. Credit: null. Danish cinema habitually punches well above its ostensible weight, but The Guilty has carried everything before it. A year ago, as a first film from an unknown filmmaker, it was voted the best film in the Sundance Film Festival's World Cinema section. It went on to win awards at festivals from Rotterdam to Turin and was one of 9 films shortlisted for the Oscar for Best Foreign Language Film. Although it missed the final call to 5 nominees, Cedergren says the team was thrilled. "I have seen 3 of the 5 masterpieces, all of them, with budgets of I think $40 minus 50 million or more," he says. "Just to be in there with the last 9 has meant so much." The first inspiration for The Guilty, Moller told Web Magazine Awards Circuit, came from a recording on YouTube of a real emergency call. "I was fascinated by how suspenseful a phone call could be, but mainly, I was fascinated by how I felt after I listened to the call. It felt like I had an image of the people and the places they were in. As the film shows, a computer shows the caller's location. The responders roam the country on the back of a cursor. Each scene is set with random sounds heard over the phone: slamming car doors, engines, endless Scandinavian rain. The weirdest thing," says Cedergren, "is hearing these people's problems from all over the place.